Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot of news to go over, but first I have to inform you that you need to stay throughout the entire video and give it a like as well. Till about the 20th or so of this month, every video or live stream that I'm on, we're going to be giving something away. And on this video, we're going to be giving away 3 solar generators. So stay until the end so that you can find out exactly what you need to do to enter. It's never difficult and it never costs you any money. But first, let's talk about this. Do you all remember sometime in 2019, I believe it was around September or October of 2019, that a certain exercise took place, and I believe it was in New York, and it was called Event 201, where they were kind of like predicting or saying what they would do in the case that a worldwide health crisis occurred. First they tell you it's going to happen and then it happens, but sometimes they use language to try to confuse you. So let's try to see what it is that this gentleman here is trying to say. Is it possible that his words are being taken out of context? Well, anything's possible, ladies and gentlemen, but the fact of the matter is that the government has a pretty bad track record when it comes to creating things that happen that cause the government itself to accumulate more power over the people. And that is why we have to take this serious. That is why we have to stay prepared, just in case they pull these things again, so that we can exercise our no muscle and say, hey, I'm not going to do this just because you say I should do it. I have autonomy over my own body, right? My body, my choice. So I'm good. You can go ahead and keep those juicy juices you have. I'm pretty good. I've got enough preps to last me a year. One of the world's most outspoken promoters of the juicy juice spoke with MSNBC this week about what is in store for America and the world once President-elect Donald Trump takes office in January. He warned MSNBC viewers that not just one, but 2 separate bugs would be unleashed and are coming down the pike starting on the 21st of January, this being the day after Trump is reinstalled.
Here's the reason why we need to care about this stuff, Nicole, is that we have some big picture stuff coming down the pike starting on January 21st. Mr. Bloomberg mentioned H5N1. That I'm really worried about. It's all over wild birds on the western part of the United States.
But why is it that it's on a specific date? See, that's what makes me or gives me caution about this maybe not being taken out of context. Why is it on a specific date? Does nature work on a specific date? No. Maybe when summer is supposed to start, maybe on a calendar summer starts, but nature may be saying, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and extend spring a little more by keeping the temperatures lower, maybe giving you more rain, etc. Just like here, December 21st is supposed to be the beginning of winter officially, right? Well, we've already had a couple of snowstorms, ladies and gentlemen, where they shut everything down. And that was not in this month, but 2 months ago, up in October. And this person right here, ladies and gentlemen, the head medical tyrant during the health crisis, said that he is worried about the bird bug that is going around and that it could pose a very big danger to humanity. However, he also warns that it is the public's division on the issue of this disease that's a problem. In an article by Scientific America, he was interviewed and made several telling comments about his stance on controlling the public. He also said that one lesson the ruling class learned was that the public wanted answers. Imagine that. But because the rulers pushed germ theory, they didn't have to give them because they could just say that the bug was mutating and changing. So pretty much we can't give you straight answers because we don't know the answers because this thing's always changing. Ladies and gentlemen, they knew the answer all along. That's my opinion, of course. The sponsor of today's video is OUPES. Why is that? Because they've agreed to give me several solar generators to give away to you today. So if you want to enter to win an Exodus 600 plus one of 3 that we're giving away on this video, make sure that you leave a comment, and of course it always helps if you leave a like and share the video. But leave a comment and make sure that you enter the word in your comment, OUPES, right? OUPES, just like it says right here. You see this OUPES? OUPES. Have that word within your comment or just put OUPES down there and you will be entered. And for those of you that may have missed the Black Friday deals, they do have some Christmas deals starting on the 11th through the 26th, where they're going to have really good sales, and they're going to have flash sales again on 4 given dates: the 11th, the 15th, the 18th, and 22nd of December. And again, when these flash sales occur and during the sale period, I will be given an upgraded discount code from 5% to 7% off. And for those of you that are not familiar with the Exodus Plus, it's a pretty popular machine because it's a small package that can actually power a refrigerator. The Exodus Plus sports an inverter that will provide 600 watts continuous, and it also has a bigger battery than the Exodus with 512 watt hours. And even if you don't pay for it because you won, it's still going to come with a 3-year warranty. And of course, it's got the state-of-the-art LifePo 4 battery that will last just shy of 10 years if you use it continuously, day after day after day, giving it a full discharge and charge cycle. In a way, what has happened in the last almost 4 years was kind of a blessing to America and to the world, because it allowed the world, or at least most people, in my opinion, here in the United States, to see behind the curtains. Biden may grant preemptive pardons to people who could be investigated and indicted under Trump. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not because Trump seeks revenge. In my opinion, it's because he knows about the rule of law and he respects the rule of law, not unlike this administration. Just days after outgoing President Joe Biden pardoned his son Hunter, despite repeated claims that he would not do so, reports coming in from the White House are now indicating that before he leaves, he may grant preemptive pardons for current and former public officials. Why is that the case if they did nothing wrong? Go ahead and fact check me on this in case I'm wrong, but I believe that Trump refused to pardon himself before he left office, because I do believe that a president can pardon himself prior to leaving office. If it's clear by January 19th that revenge is Trump's intention, then I would recommend to outgoing President Biden that he provide those preemptive pardons to people, because that's really what our country is going to need next year, said Senator Ed Markey. Well, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that if these people were as righteous as they always said that they were on the camera, that they would need a pardon? Do you think that it would be revenge for all these crooked politicians to go to jail for their misdeeds? It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. If you're guilty of a crime, you should go to jail and you should serve a sentence that's worse than that of what an average Joe like you and I would have to serve. Because you for sure must know better. For goodness sakes, you're the guys that write the laws. And another one of this administration's great failures. If war breaks out with China, the U.S. won't have enough weapons because they are all going to other countries. Since the start of the conflict in Eastern Europe, the United States has sent multiple Patriot surface-to-air missile systems and interceptors to Volodymyr to use against Vladimir. Since the United States is the executioner force of the global elite, its services are required all over the place on multiple fronts. This is necessary to keep the assets and luxury and lifestyles of the world's billionaires secure at all times. All else be damned. And how can you disagree with that when you see the state of this nation? The United States of America is supposed to be, or they say that it is, the wealthiest nation in the world. But ladies and gentlemen, have you seen our streets lately, littered with homeless? Have you seen what local and federal governments do in forsaking its own people to give that which it takes from its own people to people who shouldn't even be here? So when they talk about preserving the lifestyles of the billionaires, of those within the military-industrial complex, the pharmaceutical-industrial complex, all of these places, the prison-industrial complex, do you really think that they care about the average Joe? They care about the average Joe for one reason and one reason alone, and that is that we are their cash cow. And for those of you that were wondering what Event 201 was, well, here it is. It's an event or a practice or an exercise that took place at Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security in partnership with the World Economic Forum. And the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation hosted this event, which was a high-level health crisis exercise held when? October 18th of 2019, just a few months before the real health crisis occurred. It took place in New York, New York. The exercise illustrated areas where public-private partnerships will be necessary during the response to a severe health crisis in order to diminish large-scale economic and social consequences. Did you miss that part? All right, let me see. They illustrated the public and private partnerships. Do you remember some of these public, government, and private corporations partnerships that took place? Like all of those people on social media, these big companies on social media that were pretty much being told what they could allow to be posted on their sites and or what they could or could not say. Do a little bit of research for yourself. I'll go ahead and leave this link as well. Here they tell you pretty much everything and why they needed to do it, and it pretty much matches up with what happened, in addition to the liberties that were taken away, in addition to the censorship, etc., etc., etc. So for those of you that don't think that things aren't planned ahead, here you go. It's a 1 in a billion, if not a 1 in a trillion chance that they had this kind of an event just a couple of months before a worldwide health crisis occurred. At least that's all my opinion. So let me go ahead and leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, Merry Christmas to every one of you. Even though this is the Christmas season, this is the best part of the year as far as I'm concerned, because there is more kindness in the air. We still have to stay abreast of what's going on, because if we fall asleep, we'll find once again that our liberties are at stake. Stay informed, stay prepared, help your family and friends prepared if it comes to that, because in the end, we're going to have to stick together. Again, remember to leave a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you're watching this and you're not subscribed. Anyone that leaves the word OUPES within a comment below this video is going to be entered to win one of those 3 solar generators. And again, OUPES, thank you very much for always providing for our community and for taking care of us the way that you do. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.